Hello, this is the TradeSite US Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Thursday, the 11th of April, and Friday, the 12th of April, 2019. As we head into tax day on Monday, which is usually a turning point in the market. We'll see what happens, but it's hard to call it a turning point when we've been so, like, these days have been so ridiculous. And this one was one of the worst, obviously. We'll talk about that in a few minutes when we look at the intraday action. Here's the daily chart of the ES. I mean, just look at the last 5 days. We haven't gone anywhere. You'll see it when we pull up. I'll show you a couple of different views of the interweek action. It's just horrible. All right, crude oil down 23 cents to 64.38. Also not a big deal. Gold down $1.90. S&P cash gains 10.01. The Nasdaq 100 up 43.0. SOX up 12.64. Doesn't really mean anything either. The biotech's up 43.36. They have not gone anywhere for a long time. The Russell up 21 points. So there's some construction here that's positive on this chart, but having said that, it's still exactly where it was back in like October. So it's 6 months of nowhere except for the dip and back. The dip and back is where we made all the money. This is silly. The VIX down 98 cents to 13.30. The trend closes at 1.7. A high close on the trend takes the moving average, the 10-day, up to 1.05, which doesn't help us. 2 billion shares. It was actually 1.9 at the close on the NASDAQ. That's one of the lightest of the year, which is unfortunate. NASDAQ advanced decline ratio was plus 11.18, and on the New York plus 13.33. Google gains $3.76. Apple up $1.12. That's a decent climb, but the intraday was pretty timid. Netflix down 79 cents. That's a blip on a $300 stock. Amazon up 11.49. Tesla gains $3.75. Doesn't look like much, and it's still near the lows of the year. Facebook up 24 cents. Goldman Sachs up $2.36. Look how flat that thing's been. I mean, that's exactly where it was at the beginning of January, just after that. The Dow up 6 points. That's a nothing. All right, intraday. So here's the thing: you gapped up, you tried to go higher, you tried to go lower. Couldn't quite. Well, you filled the futures gap, but not the stock gap. But having said that, dead flat. Going into the last hour of the day, we were exactly where we opened, and then we popped up a little bit, but that's so late in the day that no one cares. NASDAQ side was a little bit more interesting. It had gone higher early, but it pulled back. It was sitting at the opening level with less than about an hour and a half left, and then it launched up a little bit. Look, if we switch the ES, this is early because it's midweek, but if we switch this to 10-minute candles and look at the last week, this takes you Wednesday to Wednesday, right? Or Wednesday at the end of Tuesday. Yeah, Wednesday to Wednesday, really. Look at that. Look at Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, which is the last 4 days here. We're literally sitting where we opened on last Thursday. It's just horrible. So, we just aren't going anywhere, and it's really disappointing. Obviously, as traders, look, we're here to make people successful. You don't become successful by overtrading a dead market. This is a dead market. It's good to get your time off, and you can go run around the block a couple times during the week. But this is very uneventful trading. In terms of economic data coming out, as usual, we don't typically do a market preview for Fridays because the week's wrapped up, and in a boring week like this, probably not going to do anything different. You're heading into tax day anyways. So here's what's left economic data-wise for the week. Thursday, PPI and the weekly initial and continuing jobless claims numbers an hour before the bell. Natty gas an hour in. 30-year bond auction at 1. Friday, import-export prices an hour before the bell. University of Michigan sentiment at 10 a.m. That's it. We wrap up the week. Charts as usual brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading Thursday and Friday. Hope for the best.